So do you have a lot of redness, dark spots, rosacea, hyperpigmentation, all those kind of things going on with your skin? You might. I am 69 years old. I have a little bit of it going on, and I actually have some melasma here within my scarring on my cheeks. So I know that you're aware of color correcting. You've probably seen a lot of the little color correcting kits that you can even find in the drugstore, but you don't really know how to use them. Well, today in this video, I'm gonna break it all down so it's easy for you to understand. Welcome back to Mindy Over 50, where we cover things like beauty, makeup, mindset, and lifestyle for the woman that's over 50 years old. I'm glad you're here today. Before I put on a full face of makeup, I'm gonna color correct first by using Demi correctors, which are part of Seint Beauty, and also by using Seint Beauty 3D cream makeup. Both of them can be used to color correct and finish off your makeup, and it will look beautiful. So without further delay, let's get started. So first of all, Demi's are a little bit different consistency than what the foundations are. So they stay on a little longer, they're pure pigment, and they don't cover up, they just change, or I should say, they neutralize any of the unwanted colors that you have on your face. So I'm gonna start with some Demi, and I'm gonna let you see my face. I'm gonna get a little close here. I'm getting vulnerable. This is the left side of my face. And you can see that I have some scars. These are really called boxcar scars. They're flat. They have actually a caved out area to them. So over the years, within those scars, I have developed some melasma. You can see it in there. I have these scars right here in the front are worse. Most of these are from acne scars when I was younger. That is mostly it. Mostly this is my issue right here. I have some broken blood vessels in my face, one on my nose, a couple around my, down here around my nose. Those are fairly common. Now I'm gonna let you see the other side as well. One thing you can see is a big, gigantic blue vein that is prominent, that comes right out. It even goes up into here. I'm gonna probably try to fix that a little bit. I normally don't, but because it doesn't bother me, but I'm gonna just at least show you a little bit of what you can do with Demi. So as I put this on, I will have to, it's almost impossible to see the tiny little spots when I'm looking in the camera lens. So I'm gonna be having my little mirror here that I can look at. And Demi, you don't want to just put on and do this. This is not Demi. Demi only goes where the actual distraction is. So for me right here, this would be one right here. See how it's dark and it's definite, it's defined right there, okay? So this color right here is probably, I'm going to just assume that there is some excess blue in it. It might be green, and we might end up needing a little bit of red. So color wheel theory, here it is right here. If it is blue, what we need to neutralize that is more of the orange tones. And if it is more green, we would need more of something closer to red. So we're gonna just, first of all, assume that it has some blue in it. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna start with orange 3. I don't know what it's gonna do. With Demi, you don't know until you put it on. This is 03 or orange 3. And I'm just patting it in. It doesn't look brown anymore, but now it looks a little bit peach. So I might have gone with a level that was too pigmented. So instead of 03, I'm gonna try a little bit of 01, which has a little bit less pigment in it. There we go. You can use your Demi soft end to just kind of melt that in. I'm also gonna use, I think the 01 is working better. So right there, hopefully you can see that. Now, it looks a little bit on the orangey side. I know it does. Orangey, purple, I don't know. With Demi, if you end up with a few different color correctors, you just try different ones. And your distractions on your face could be different every day, especially under eyes. If you go and you do under eyes, you know how your eyes can change every day depending on you have a lack of sleep. That is a really long type scar there. Well, they don't really look brown anymore. They've been helped a little bit. And when you're doing these, now I probably would not do this every day. I would probably only do this if I had something that I wanted to spend extra time on my makeup. Let's get this one down here. Again, this is 01 that I'm putting on here, or orange 1. Those disappeared. I'm gonna do that vein. I'll do this vein here. Now that definitely is blue. I'm gonna see if the 01 is gonna kind of neutralize that blue out there. A little bit, it does. Demi was made to just use Demi alone. You could do your whole entire face just with Demi. I, myself, personally, I like using both. I like to color correct with the Demi, and then I like to go in, use my 3D cream makeup over top of it or around it. So here we go on this side now, using just a little bit more of the 01. Over here, same thing. We have the scars. And you know, this light over here is lighter than what it was on the other side. So this is gonna be a little difficult for me. But I do see a little bit right here. There's like a slight scar that looks like a line. I have a little spot right here, some in here, and we will do my eyes too, my under eyes with it. I do have some purple right here. This is a scratch or something. I don't really know what it is. But before I switch and go to do that one, let me do this vein. You see a little bit less blue. Trying to get it right on that vein. Since this one is a little more red, it's actually like a violet or a purple. I'm gonna use yellow. So let me go into plain yellow. This is Y1, and we're gonna see what it does. This is Y1. Hopefully, let's see, can you see that? Okay. Y1. Right there, and I think it neutralized that. Okay. That's the big stuff. And it wasn't even really big. So, yeah. So that is that, and I'm gonna treat this little spot on my nose, which is a purple. So I have Y1 here. That's gonna be neutralized out. And same thing for these broken capillaries down here by my nose. Now, under eyes, it looks to me like blue, so I'm gonna use a little bit of 03 on it. May not have helped that much, but it certainly wasn't bad. The same, this is from my glasses. Let me get the 03 over here on this side in that trough again. If you're gonna use 3D cream makeup and you put your makeup on over it, or around it, I should say, it does make a big difference. All right, now my inner eyes right here. I have purple. This is kind of like a purple in here. So I'm going back to my yellow. I'm gonna try yellow 1, just right in here. And you guys, you are using such a tiny amount. It is so tiny. It took that out. So we're gonna use a little bit more of the Y1 over here. And sometimes you get a little bit too much. Just blend it away. And this is purple. Okay, that's pretty good. And right here, that looks a little red. I'm gonna use a tiny dab of OY1. Let's see. I am gonna color correct my redness here, but I'm gonna do that with my 3D makeup. And before I start my makeup, I'm gonna do my eyes. Okay. My eyes, looking in my mirror, look totally different than what you probably see in the mirror. I don't have a lot of lines under my eyes. I do have some crow's feet right here, but I have mostly, I would say, bags. And if I have my head back, you don't see them. But if I put my head down, you do see that little trough. Here's the fat pad up here, and here is the trough. You can disguise that trough just a little bit, and that's what I'm gonna do. Sometimes when you have dark under eyes, you might have a strip of really dark here, and above it you might have a little strip of light, and underneath it you may have a little strip of light. The reason that stripe of dark looks so dark is because light is right next to it. So if you end up putting color into the spaces that are light to match the depth of the dark area, you don't see it. I know that's hard to explain. I'm not gonna do anything else to my eyes until I get ready to put the rest of my face makeup on, and you'll see what I'm talking about. My lids are really red. At this stage of my life, I'm 69 years old, and the blood vessels start showing through. This skin gets very thin. I'm gonna just use my 3D. I get just plenty, a little bit of coverage there. I tapped it once. That's it. Okay, that is on. I like to take a dab of Vanilla Dust setting powder and just kind of set that, because what I just put on is cream. And now we're gonna put a powder eyeshadow on. So I like that to be nice and smooth. I'm starting out, I'm gonna put these 4 on right here, just a nice neutral little eye look. I'm gonna start with a color called Pup right here. It's a tan that is more on the lavender side. So this is gonna be my transition color, and I'm putting it all up on my eye here. Next, I'm using Coco. Now we have Sabrina. And a little Riveria. I'm gonna go put my mascara on and the rest of my liner for my eyes. I'll be right back. Here's my eyes with a little mascara and a little bit of my Maybelline Master Precise Skinny Gel Pencil in black. I just put a little bit on the outside corner and I smudged it in. Now onto the face. And remember I said we want to maybe add some color in where there isn't any color. I'm red through here, and I can color correct that with some 3D. But before I do that, I'm gonna just start with some overall color, and I'm gonna use this Bella bronzer right here. And I'm not gonna swipe because of the color correct that I just put on here. I'm just tapping. Do you see how that Bella bronzer just puts a hint of color in my face? And now all I have to do is fill in around it with a shade that is in between something really light and the darker area. I'm gonna go ahead and put my Athens on, which is my main foundation. Athens is right here, and I'm just gonna use this end of my blend brush because I do not need very much here. I'm putting it on mainly where I have redness. If you use this technique, you may not have to even wear any foundation at all. Now I have this spot right here. I'm gonna use my Athens on it, which is gonna partially blur it. I haven't put any contour on. I could. Let me put a little bit of Astoria contour on, just enough to see that I have a little bit of a shadow. That is it. And again, I'm stippling. All right. Now, if you don't think my face is bright enough in the center part, don't forget, I have not put anything right here on these little fat pads. All I did was put a little bit of Demi in the trough. So nothing is on these fat pads here. They're very light, okay? If I wanted to brighten to this color right here, I could end up brightening with just a dab of linen right here. And it's gonna go on the side of my nose. And you barely notice the little trough there. I'm gonna put a dab down the center of my nose here, right here, and maybe right here. I could probably brighten just right here too. Now for some color on my face. I have chosen two colors for a lip color and a cheek color. The first one is called Madrid on my lips. It's a beautiful corally pink color, and this is a satin. There's no gloss on it at all. I kind of like a gloss, so I'm gonna cover it with Summer Love, which is a gloss. And to finish, I'm gonna use a little bit of an Illuminator, just for a little bit of shine. This one is called Nova. I'm gonna take a little bit of my linen and I'm gonna just barely touch this area right here that had that little distraction on it, and you don't really see it at all. Okay, so you still see the texture. Yes, the texture is still there, but I don't think you see the melasma. You don't see the darkened areas. The Demi pretty much took care of that. And I was able to just barely use, we followed it with the bronzer, the Bella bronzer, and then we followed it with just a tiny little dab of foundation. I used Athens, and I used linen to brighten a little bit of extra right through here. So, hope you like it. Well, here's the finished look. Using the Demi correctors by Seint and also Seint IIID cream makeup. We started off using Demi to just correct the melasma that was in the scarring on my cheeks. We used it for a couple spots here and there, a little bit under the eyes, and even a prominent vein that was sticking out. So I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it at least. So don't forget to subscribe if you got value out of this video, and hit that little notification bell so you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.